Hey, what is going on YouTube? Aaron here. We are in the Yoshino, trying to get a good first look game for you guys. If you saw any of the live streams, we've had a bunch of games in this ship. I don't mind this ship as much, but I don't think it's worth the shards, to be honest. After kind of sitting through, watching Tommy's video, seeing other people play it, Tommy had an excellent game in this ship. It's not an awful ship in any regard. It's just I don't think it's worth your time if you don't want to whale crates. But that doesn't mean we won't go through and try and give you guys a good gameplay and bring about the aspects of this ship. It's very similar to the Azuma. It's the same class of ship. It does have 20-kilometer torpedoes. You can see in the minimap there are range extend with the torpedoes. So I like to throw those off the rip and see if we can get any lucky hits. Now, one thing I have maybe tried to do too often in this ship is completely pay attention to the torpedoes or try to shoot my torps every chance I get, and that has put me in maybe not the best position, either taking damage or putting myself out of the fight with the guns. But as you can see there, it's basically an Azuma. You do have worse nose armor, actually, but you do have a lot better belt armor, which is... A lot of people don't realize your belt armor is a little bit more important. Now, obviously, if you have a strong bow, you can do... you can do a lot. You can bow tank, and there is a better salvo on a Conqueror. So we're going to position here. I don't have that much range. We do have the range perk, and I will go over our build. But we are spotted here, so there is a destroyer. And now we are targeted by 4. So we're going to go ahead and kite out. Hopefully get to utilize that belt. One thing that I maybe need to spec a little bit more into is the... oh, that's nice. Is the rudder shift. We actually do have 2 rudder perks here, but as you can see, it's still very slow. Looks like a destroyer's in the cap, but we're actually going to try and torp here and go dark. But just with a little bit of angling, you can get this belt to work. See, well, that's just, I guess that's more so dodging, but let's see if we can blind fire that as we are still detected, as our concealment was not out. Okay, so what are the destroyers? A Kaba and a Gearing. Okay, so this Yamato, I don't mind his position at all. Marlboro, yeah, can't blame him. We got 2 permanent fires on that Conqueror, so unless he heals up, we should maybe get the first blood as that Conqueror actually goes down. We're going to send these torps through. You do have a forward firing set of torps and a back firing set of torps, so keep that in mind. But, yeah, again, I think my... Oh, that's my bad. That's my bad. I think myself especially, I've been focused a little bit too much on trying to get these torps off. You're not going to be hitting anything. I actually sunk Jakers. Is really the only target hit. I'm sorry, Jake. I love you, dude. The only target hit I've really gotten with these torpedoes was on him. So they also have a pretty long reload time, as you can see here, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So, don't pay too much attention to your torps, as maybe I am even in this game. You still have very powerful guns. I have gotten some pretty just obnoxious salvos. I've also gotten 9 overpens on a broadside Mino at 3 kilometers. So the overpens still occur. Now, again, I just mentioned not to... What the heck? Oh, it's a Marco Polo. Did I say Marlboro? Am I... It's a Marco. Okay. So we've got a DD in here. Hopefully we can get lucky with a torp. It looks like he's over there. Has the other DD been spotted? It has, but I haven't paid attention to what it is. So... Oh, we did! Yes! Let's go! We're gonna move in here and get our hydro. Nice! Good work, Marco. Let's go, dude! Let's go. We got our hydro running, so we should be protected. That is that is the advantage of these torps. Again, you're not going to be... They are Shima torps and they do a lot of damage, but you're not going to be doing that too often. We actually set those in the gap in hopes that this would happen, and you know what? This might be our opportunity, boys. Where's that one battleship? I think we're going in. I think we're going in! Yep, let's go, dude. We'll put up a plane. Maybe it'll spot him. Yes, this is... Oh, dude, I can't... if we can get this on our left side going to be loaded, dude, we might get the most perfect Pirates of the Caribbean salvo I've ever gotten. We're going to try and break their guns. They're grouping up, which is fine. Are they in a division together? They are. We'll actually we'll maintain position here. Yeah, there's that Yamato too. We can't. Okay, we got a gun, which is actually good. How is he not detected?
That was a great battle.
I need you to back up. Double Citadel on him. Beautiful. The Yamato can chunk me pretty good. That Mino can as well. We're gonna launch torps on the front guy, try and angle up, and then shoot the back guy. Okay, good chunks. Good chunks. Don't shoot me, Yamato. Don't shoot me, Yamato. Okay. I don't know if these guys... It should be his... Well, I'll try and get the kill here. Superstructure, superstructure, superstructure. I should have waited. Well, we're gonna guess what he's gonna do. Really? We've got to turn to either get the torpedoes or the guns off. Thank you. Give me. Oh, that was the worst dispersion I've ever had. We got one hit in the blind fire. That will be the game, and that is honestly a good first look. I hope to get a little bit more damage here. We're gonna go ahead and throw our front set of torpedoes. You don't want to over-angle too much. We could have gotten more damage out of that if we played it maybe a little bit more aggressive from the get-go, but those guys were moving in, and your broadside is very weak, so you know you don't want to be giving up too much of that. We also need to be careful of the Minos torpedoes as well. I have a feeling this Mino is going to go around this way. We'll swing out wide. We'll get the cap. He's giving broadside to half the team, though. Yep, there are those Mino torps. We'll start coming back here. We're going to throw them out a little bit short. I have a feeling that he is going to turn in. You do have a shorter reload than the Azuma, which is nice. Of course, as soon as I say that, the Mino pops up. Let's see if we can... No, that was definitely not worth it. I don't think we can... Okay, let's see. Give me the front guns. Yeah, give me the front guns. Yeah, this is part of the trolliness that is the Yoshino, is just not getting the salvos to connect your way sometimes. Which is, you know, nothing new. So that's RNG, but... Okay, so we're gonna have to... We're gonna try some advanced maneuvers here. Wow, he's shooting HE. Cool. Let's actually try this. We've got 3 10s. Can we... Just look at that RNG, bruh. Launch both sets. Sorry about your luck. Question is, do these guys have angle? Montana might get there before we do. Is it going to be enough for a depth strike? I don't like this angle. Definitely not now. I like that game. It's not a high caliber. We got 1 kill. Our team did a very good job, but I really like that game as showing just how strong and versatile the ship can be. But we'll get some more. Let me go ahead and go over the stats just in case I decide to throw this up as a first look. Again, my first look videos are designed to get you guys a decent representation of the ship, what you can expect during an average game. Now, again, I'm slightly above average player, but you know, setting damage records and you know, 8 kill Krakens and all this nonsense that sometimes we do, it gives a false representation, and I like to give you guys, especially when you're spending so much time and or money on this ship, I want to give you guys a fair impression of this ship. But here we have the hit points of 61,000. They're decent for the tier, right around Alaska, in between Stalingrad, I think. The heal is all right. The artillery 3x3 310s, not the 305s that the Alaska has. You can overmatch that Mino there. The range we have, you saw it in the game there, 17.5, and I mentioned we are not running beyond range, but we are running the range module, which we'll show you at the end here, with a 16.5 reload, so that is a lot better than the Azuma's 22 or 26 or whatever kind of silly reload it had. It's still not quite as good as my Alaska at 15, but we're not running a entirely full DPM build. So 27.5 second A180 turn time. They're kind of slow, so when you're maneuvering, you will need to hopefully pre-turn your turrets, as some people do not do. Here is kind of the selling point. 20-kilometer torpedoes, which, again, unless you get lucky, hit on a Cabo like we did, you're not going to be dev striking battleships. You may get a few, that are camping in the back, or I don't know. I use them as zone torps right off the rip, and then zone torps in the cap there is what we did. So those are the torps. They do a lot of damage. I guess we must have hit the Cabo on the note. They're basically the long-range Shima torps from the PC version. I don't think we have these on our Shima. They are detected for a long way away, though, and they don't go that fast. So, unless a ship is truly caught off guard, which some battleships are in the back of the map, you're not going to be, like we mentioned, dev striking anytime soon. The AA defense is 93, which is decent. The Azuma also has a decent AA suite, comparatively. 35 knot top speed, a very large turning circle, and a slow rudder. I want this thing to be more maneuverable. I may even do an agile build. I just don't like taking too much away from the guns because, as you saw with the shots on the Conquer, 3 or 4K and a fire on the first salvo, and then like 9K and 2 fires on the second salvo. The guns are fairly accurate. We had a lot of trolley dispersion. That's actually some of the worst dispersion and grouping I've had out of this thing, but you still will get the trolley dispersion. It's not an American cruiser. But with that fire chance, you can do some damage. So, and especially with the quicker reload, you're getting more shells downrange and hopefully on target. So, concealment, we are running the concealment mod. So 11.2 with that concealment. I think we are running, concealment mod. Here are the modules: aiming systems, propulsion, concealment, and we actually have the range module, and the torpedoes are upgraded. Without this upgrade, they are like 8 kilometers. You can see. Or 12 kilometers, I'm sorry, you lose 8 kilometers or gain 8 kilometers of range there. And I think you lose a few other features. The reload time you can see and such. I don't know exactly hold on, let's look at them now. Let's just look at them. So they are 12 kilometers, 67 knot speed, a little bit better reload, etc. But again, you're not going to... They're almost not even battleship deterrent torpedoes because of the harsh angles that they are at. You do, like we mentioned, have a forward firing set, which you can see in the front here, and then the back firing set. So one is kiting, one's can kind of go forward like we had on that Alaska. And then like we mentioned I think I mentioned that, the range mod instead of reload mod. I don't like the added turret traverse time, and they gave us an extra 5% in the last update or two to the main battery range, which is a nice addition. The commander we're running is Epigreco Takeo. I don't have Azure Lane Azuma, so, well, I lied. I don't have Azure Lane Atago, which I think is the one that is the really good with the fire chance. I may run Azure Lane Zuma, but the build is essentially the same. You're just gaining... the reason I'm running Epigreco, is what I'm trying to say, is number one, this ingenious perk here, and number two, this perk as well. We are running reload and Baltimore for the rudder. I mentioned the rudder is a little bit of a problem, especially dodging. You don't want to be bow tanking this ship, and the reason for that is the armor. She only has a 25 millimeter bow, but as we mentioned in game, the armor belt is a lot better. You have a 30 millimeter side, so you can bounce when you angle, and a decent citadel belt. So if players are smart, they will aim at your your upper belt or your bow there and punch right through to your citadel. But if you put yourself at at this angle, around a 30-degree angle or even less, they may not. I mean, you could still get overmatched, but the shells may land on that plate and bounce at angle. Overmatch mechanic works differently, and only Yamato can overmatch that 30. I think in Georgia as well. So that is the Yoshino. She is available in the store for, I think, 35,000 shards. Hold on, let's look real quick. Yes, 35,000 winter shards, and I think Tommy Boy made an excellent video on how to get this. You're going to have to play every day do all your win roses constantly with a lot of ships to get this completely for free. I'm not going to talk about the politics of that. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. I'm just letting you guys know how you can get this ship, okay? So that is a quick little first look. We're going to try and maybe get a few more games in her as well. And yeah, that is the ship. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Aaron out. Peace.